The Tower of Babel. We say Babel because we're Americans, but in Hebrew it's Babel. All right? And who is that? Nimrod. There's also, good scholarship on the fact that Nimrod could have been a descendant of the Nephilim. It's very likely, actually. Okay? The way he dominated mankind. But you know what's interesting? Where I'm going with this is there's a spiritual battle, and I want to expose the enemy's kingdom so we can see properly here. And not just be looking at people and looking at conspiracies of people. And we think that man is the one doing all of this. That's the wrong way of looking at it. Our man used to do it, that the things been put in their hearts and things, yes. But we were supposed to look in the spirit. We're supposed to have eyes to see and ears to hear and not just focus on people. First of all, what the Lord is allowing to happen is going to happen. Don't pray against the Antichrist. Obviously, I'm very upset with what's happening in America right now, and that I have been raised a patriot, and most Bible-believing, evangelical-minded Christians are, okay? But the point is, we all know that America is clearly not there as a major player in that final scenario, and we know that America has been raised up to protect Israel and send the gospel out to the nations, okay? But America is already at war. Wake up. I showed you. We're already at war, okay? The government is at war with itself, okay? And truthfully, though, we do not put your faith in America. Now, I love that our leader, and he's a good leader. Right now, I think he's actually being lied to, and I hope he gets bold and stands up, even though it's going to cost an incredible amount, all right? But anyway, that's a separate issue. I don't want to get into all of that now, but I'll share my thoughts with you a little bit later on that. But the point is, okay, that of course a leader's job is to inspire confidence and for us to, that's what a leader's supposed to do, right? As our last leader said, it's our job to manage the decline. Some of you have heard that reference, but if you haven't, you should have, okay? Well, of course, trying to inspire us to be greatness and to building, okay, all that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but you should know. But don't believe that America is going to be wonderful, strong, and great and powerful again. Because guess what? That's not true. I'm fine with our leader, rah-rahing, and because that's his job. And I'm fine with that. Because we should try. We want health for our families and our children. We want, right, an economy that works. We don't want bread lines, do we? Okay? But the point is, don't put your faith in the rebuilding of America. Okay? Why would I say that? Because I don't love America. I do love America. Okay? I do. Actually, I feel like the Lord is challenging me. Say, okay, well, which kingdom do you truly care about more? Do you want my kingdom? And when I mean that, I don't mean, doing miracles. I mean the millennial kingdom. The only one fit to rule and reign. All right? And right now, I do believe that we are experiencing these turbulent times. Oh my gosh, there's another commercials with in these uncertain times. Me and Jen every time are like, shut up. Anyway, all right. Anyway, we'll leave that one. There's more turmoil coming. Don't put your faith in America. There's more turbulence. We're just getting started on the turbulence. Don't put your faith in that. Our faith is in our coming King, and that we are not destined for wrath, but for deliverance. Okay? But what we're going to go into next week, I want to go back a little bit into the history. You see how all the religions there tied in to Babel, all right? But guess what? World domination was already tried. There already was a globalist system. Man already tried to stand together and make a name for themselves in the heavens. The Lord came down and destroyed it. Man has always had this plan. So what's the point? It was not man's plan. This has always been the enemy's plan. The Lord is the one who said, spread out, because he knows what happens. Why do you think cities always turn evil? It's true. All right? So the point is, we're going to get into that. We're going to get some history. We're going to do some direct correlation between Babel, Genesis 11. We're going to go back in a little bit into Deuteronomy 32 and some of those things, and then bring it back to what the globalist system and what's truly going on here. Scientism, technocracy, some words that I want you all to be very familiar with, because if you are, you will start to see what's truly going on here. All right? So we're going to get into some of that next week, and we're gonna. So actually, this is a good place to stop, because we're going to build that, and then we're going to go into the future, and I'm going to do a little prophesizing. I should always clarify. I say that wrong on purpose because a lot of people think that's the way you say it. There's no Z. It's prophesying. I'm just trying to be funny. But I realize that I might be leading some of you astray. So we're all in different places in our walk with God. It's prophesying. So when I say that, I'm trying to be funny. Just like when, well, you guys know. Whenever I say ignorant, I'm saying it that way on purpose. Okay? Anyway. But the point here is that then we're going to look into the future, and I'm going to try to give you some things I feel that with the wise shall understand, some things that we are seeing happening and things that we're going to see even in the near future. Thank you, Lord Jesus. So that's where we'll go into. All right? But the main point of today, okay, is that we do not battle against flesh and blood. That this is not a physical battle. Stop sitting there just talking about these specific people. Now, we watch what they're doing because we are looking for the words of the prophets. And a global system and a global religious system and a global financial system that is all programmed and controlled by one is prophesied. And that's the only reason why we pay attention to it. So we have eyes to see. The Lord has given us what we need to see. Okay? But it's not about them, and it's not about us warring with those people. You know, we have one job. Preach the gospel. Make disciples. Our job isn't to war against the globalists. It's not our job. Say, well, that's not cool. Well, no, if you have a vote, the Lord has given you a chance to vote, you have an opinion, then you vote. And I always vote anti-globalist, okay? But the point is, why do I have that? It's because of clash of worldviews, because I have the worldview. I know where the globalist system is going. It's the Antichrist system. That's why Bible-believing Christians have a natural tendency against it, okay? But the point is that this is not a battle against people. The Lord is going to allow the time when then all the fullness of things comes together. And I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe we're in that time. The Lord is now going to allow this system to fully come to fruition. All right? And this country is going to have a war over it. Why? Because of us. Because there's still, 100 million or so people in this country with a somewhat of a biblical worldview. And that's the reason why. Okay? I said somewhat. Some just a little. Okay? But we talked about some of that last week. Okay, well, if that's where we're going, we love all of you. I want to end in prayer. Do the blessing. I'll end in prayer, and then we're going to go to some worship, okay? I know I went a little long, but we also got a 20-minute late start. Hopefully, I'll try to get all that worked out, and hopefully Facebook is still working, but I hope it is. Thank you, Lord Jesus.